TitleMatchNetwork.com.
So we go to the old Titan Towers before they built the new ones, before they moved into the new building, and I met the big boardroom, big table. I sat at the table with JJ Dillon, Patterson, Vince McMahon, myself. I came very well prepared. You know, I had some. I found out later I didn't need to do it, but trying to be the professional I've always tried to be, I had a demo tape of some of the stuff I thought was my best stuff that I've done through the years, and to bring, you know, and a resume all typed up and everything. And we sat around and talked, and I'll just never forget another moment, you know, where I can remember like it was yesterday. Vince looks at the resume, and he goes, glasses on his nose, you know, if you've seen Vince.
Right.
He goes, looks at Pat Patterson, looks at JJ Dillon, and goes, he is a real mortician. just like that. And I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't, you know, but they started laughing like, ha, ha, you know, ho, 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 ho. Vince was laughing and shit. And Pat Patterson, no, he didn't really do that. I had to throw that in. Just for Pat. I love it, Pat. He knows it. But and JJ, and I was wondering, what the hell are they fucking laughing at? This was the most serious point in my damn life, you know. Here's my chance to make it to the big time. They're laughing at me because I'm a damn Undertaker. I didn't have a fucking clue. Didn't even know, you know. Anyway, and they didn't smart me up to that either. We ended up, and Vince, Pat and JJ left. It ended up being just me and Vince. Vince stuck my tape into the thing there, and here I am sitting with Vince McMahon watching Percy Pringle on the TV. Oh my God. Well, anyway, long story short, Pat came back with a manila envelope and handed it to me and said, here's your contract. This says, take it home, let your lawyers read it, and sign it, send it back. And as soon as we get it back, you'll start getting a check every week.
Wow.
And like I went back and let a lawyer read it. Shit. I signed the damn thing on the plane and went back to Dallas. The lawyer never even seen the damn thing. Signed the contract, I sent it back, and in a couple of weeks I started getting checks. So, and I remember that it was on December 22nd. I remember that, like I said, that was me and my wife's anniversary, so I can't forget that day. Anyway, so about 2 or 3 weeks later, the phone rang, and it was JJ Dillon. Well, we decided what we're going to do with you. Vince wants you to make your hair, of course, I had the bleach blonde hair like Bobby Heenan all those years. He wants your hair black, coal black, and your mustache and your eyebrows. You're going to dress in a black suit and everything, and we're going to call you Paul Bearer, and you're going to be the Undertaker's manager. Paul Bearer. And it was just so different from what I was used to all those years. And I didn't like the thought of it all, especially when I dyed my hair. Because I had that blonde hair for so many years. I'm a natural blonde anyway, but not anymore. Because if you look close, you can see the gray. But I was born a blonde. I was always blonde, but I bleached it for all those years. Huh. So when we made it black, and I looked in the mirror for the first time, I told myself, this ain't me. Huh. This thing, I hated it. I hated the gimmick. I didn't like it at all. So I debuted with The Undertaker in January of 1991. Our first TV was in Macon, Georgia, for the first time. And there were some really funny incidents there because he wore the big, he still does, wears the big long coat, and the hat and shit. And I was so scared I was going to get out at the ring and fuck something up, because he had to take his coat off, like I'd done all those years, and his hat and shit. So here we were backstage, me practicing taking the Undertaker's coat on and off. I must have done it 25 times. I said, Mark, let me do it one more time. Huh. And you got to remember, I managed Mark early in his career, right. So we already knew each other, So he stood there and let me take his coat on and off, on and off, on and off. So we finally got out in the middle of the ring, TV's on. We taped everything pre-taped in those days.
How long was he doing TVs before you were his manager? Not too long, not 2 months,
like I said, it started in November 1990, and I was on the road with him January 91. Right. So it was just a matter of
he was pretty green to the amateur.
Oh, yeah. So he was all knew that, too. He was with Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard for a brief time there. And I remember the first TV, when I took his coat off and took his hat for the first time, I stepped to the ring. And that's back when they used to have do the enhancement talent. Every match was a job match.
Right.
They'd bring somebody in, 1, 2, 3. So I took his hat, took his coat, stepped through the rope, and standing on the apron. And this job guy, I can't remember, I don't know who he was wrestling. I guess I could go back and look at the tape because I still have it. But whoever it was decided they was going to hit the damn ropes. So I'm standing on the apron with Undertaker's hat and coat. The job guy hit the ropes, knocked me off the fucking apron onto the floor. My first show with the WWF, I land on my ass on the floor. Of course.
It's the only time you probably ever did
Thank
that.
God, no. I don't know. I've on my ass many times during those. That was 14 years there. But that's how the Undertaker Paul Bearer thing started, and it was just a happening. I talked to her about things that are meant to be. It was just meant to be. And like I said, at first I hated the gimmick so much, but I think when I got my first paycheck, I started liking it. And every check that came, I started liking Paul Bearer a little bit more and a little bit more. And man, what a run that we had all those years.
Why do you think Vince got rid of all the male managers?
I guess because of tits and ass.
All right.
You know.
They'll go full circle. They'll come back.
Yeah.
Does it bother you that they stick less talented women in these roles today?
Sure it does. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't understand. How do the fuck? What are you doing there, girl?
Huh.
She should be dancing down here at
right.
on the pole, the gold pole down here at the strip club. What's she doing there? I don't know. And then, some of the students, and it's all kind of hard to explain. The students that I have that work with my company and stuff, you have to have role models. There are no manager. A guy that can't be a wrestler, there's no manager for them to watch. Like I used to watch Bobby Heenan.
Right.
Oh my God, Bobby Heenan. I like, to pattern myself after him. There's nobody for them to watch to pattern themselves after anymore. They're not there. So that's going to cause a lack of the managers more than ever. If that makes sense to you, it does in my head. I don't know if I'm, educated enough to explain what I'm trying to think.
If you were able to create a gimmick for yourself besides Pole Bearer, do you have any ideas what you would do with yourself?
Percy!
Go back to Percy.
I'm Percy. I've always been Percy. Since 1978, when the Great Mephisto gave me that name, I'm still Percy today. In fact, my wife calls me Percy most of the time.
Right.
Or even in the WWF all those years as Paul Bearer, most people call me Percy because they watched me as Percy all those years.
Right.
I grew up watching you as Percy Pringle. Oh, I hate for these old motherfuckers to walk up to me. I watched you since I was a kid. I go, how old are you? 48? Well, damn, I'm even 2 years older than you, son of a bitch. That happens all the damn time.
Any regrets?
No regrets.
No regrets.
If I had to do it over again tomorrow, we'd do it right over again. And the word blessed again. I've just been so blessed that I've had a family, a wife that understands that when she married me 27 years ago, that I had, at that time I had two wives, wrestling and her.
Right.
And she's always been there for me and has never once ever asked me to quit. Even when we didn't have shit. When we didn't have a Christmas tree or a turkey for Thanksgiving, she never asked me to quit. She's always been there for me. And tonight, I'm here. I had a show in my hometown for my company. She was at the box office, taking care of the box office and everything tonight.
All right.
And my youngest son was playing the music. And my oldest son was selling programs. And it's,
All right.
Call me Vince McMahon if you want to.
Do you think a male manager could get over in today's wrestling?
Sure. Oh, my God, yes. Absolutely. Let's do it right.
TitleMatchNetwork.com